Hi, friends. So this is the big pile of decks that I used over October and November, and I wanted to do a video on shadow work that I did over October and November because I was just like not even that I wasn't done, but I just wanted to continue, and my team wanted me to also continue over November. 2 months straight of shadow work was definitely enough. I didn't pull cards every single day. This is my cat. Sorry, 1 second. Kitty, come on now. His name is Stevie. That's Stevie. He's a tuxedo. Hopefully he's not gonna, he just wants that because he knows I'm putting attention in this direction. But, so I used, way down here is the Dark Wood Tarot, which was kind of like, I was like, oh, this is gonna... So I need to talk about the Dark Wood Tarot for a second. It doesn't show up well on camera for me personally, so I'm not gonna bring out the cards. You can see it's at the bottom of the pile. I really thought this was like a Red Riding Hood themed deck for like several years, or like however long it's been out. And then I like finally discovered it's not Red Riding Hood, it's just like a witch going through the forest. And so it's kind of got a little bit of a storytelling element as the witch is going through the forest, on the fool's journey and everything like that. And it was also like a little bit difficult getting a copy, not because of the company or anything. There is like stuff going, it is a Llewellyn deck, and there is stuff going on with their more recent decks, which I won't get into. But I was like, oh, this is like one of the older ones, and I want to try to get this. Hello, Mr. Stevie. Hello, Mr. Stevie. He wants attention because I'm giving attention this direction. But, that's probably the most time he's been on camera, actually. But there he is. But so I started with the Dark Wood Tarot, which is a Llewellyn deck. I got Wisdom of the Shadow, which you can see these other things that they're all guidebooks, because I got, out here is the guidebook for the Shadowlands Tarot, which I didn't get to use. Like, that also, like, took some doing to get, just because of logistics. And, like, by the time I actually had it out and was looking at everything, I had, like, kind of completed my October-November project. So I do have the Shadowlands Tarot for next time I'm doing shadow work, but it didn't make it into this pile, but I did want to like peruse the guidebook, so the guidebook is out here in this pile. But I mostly want to talk about the reason I have like a stack of guidebooks here is I have these 3 decks. Now, I found these in a walkthrough on somebody else's channel. I'm just gonna try to like make this like as visible as possible. My cat is wrecking the table. So it started with Wisdom of the Raven. I am a crow and raven person. Partly because of work with Odin, that started me off, I guess, and then I just started learning about crows and ravens. And then I got into like MJ Cullinan's decks, and I was just like really into like how into crows she was. And so like every time I'm like, oh, it's a Raven deck, like I am drawn to it. In fact, last year, it really surprised me. One of my Raven decks, like, would be, like, jumping off the shelf at me, like, whenever I woke up from sleep. I documented that last year. That was, like, that was wild. And all three of these decks, it's on the back, so hold on a second. They are by, now I'm looking through the camera, so please excuse me, J. Edward Neal and Heather, I think Heather Neal, I'm sorry, I'm looking through the camera thing. But anyway, they are found at shadowartfinds.com, and they also have an Etsy shop, Shadow Art Finds. And when I have time, before I post this, I'll put their links in the video. Now, this one is all ravens all the time, and the art is like very evocative in that the bright colors behind the black, like how it is on this box, like the bright colors really make it like pop. Like, it's not just like black. Some Crow and Raven decks, like, I don't mean anything against the Darkwood Tarot, but it's a dark deck where, like, it doesn't show up well on camera, like, despite whatever lighting you do. It's just darker in every tone. Right now it is at night, so I almost wasn't going to film this because it's night, but I just kept getting this, and hopefully I won't have to refilm this or anything. I am having, like, major issues with my phone, so if it ends up that, like, this video doesn't turn out, I'll just make a post, like, saying I tried, and I'll be back when my phone is, I have to replace my phone. But it's becoming like a drama. I have been having internet issues since October because of some sustained outages in my area. So anyway, this deck, the Wisdom of the Raven, is just ravens. Now, then I got, because of the walkthrough that I saw, I got, this is not, Shadow Journey Tarot, and it's the same people, J. Edward Neal and Heather. Well, on here it says a different last name for Heather, but I believe they got married, so there. Her name is Heather Neal now, as long as they're still married. Anyway, this is like more of a, it's like a full tarot deck. There are like figures in here that to me remind me of the Nazgul, and they are a replacement for the Suit of Swords. So it's a little, it really is for me facing the shadow, because that plays into like some of my fears, but I enjoy the deck so much, so it hasn't been an issue so far, but it's definitely like I have to like face my fears to like use this deck. And then because of my friend Simon at Hermit's Cave, well, I mean, we're not like friends, but we're friendly with each other, we like each other. Same company, same Shadow Art Finds. This is another one of their Oracle decks, which is called, I'm sorry, because Spirits and Shadows. Now, what I like about this one, they have like a, I wanted to have this one because like it's kind of like a combination of like the Raven deck and their tarot deck or their other oracle decks, because they have like cat oracle decks and Raven oracle decks, and it's kind of like in this particular oracle deck, spirits and shadows, they sort of showcase each type of art they do, so it's not just cats or just ravens. It's like ravens and cats and every other type of figure that they do, although I don't think this one has like the Nazgul kind of figures in it. And so like, but it's a well-rounded oracle. I mean, they're all good, and they can't, well, with two of them, I physically bought the guidebooks separately, and the third one that I got, he mailed me the guidebook with it. So I don't know if he would have done that all 3 times, but he knows like I've come back to the store. So I don't know, because the store itself is run by the husband, as far as I can tell. And very good experience. They are on Etsy. They do have a separate website, so you can buy directly from the website, but sometimes Etsy is a little easier for me to like deal with if I'm doing like more than one shop at a time or something like that. So anyway, the majority of the shadow work that I did, like I enjoy this Wisdom of the Shadow behind here. Wisdom of the Shadow, like it has exercises, and it's kind of like more like if you want to give yourself exercises, and I do love that in a guidebook, even though do I always do the exercises? I love having that option in a guidebook. I also love in a guidebook when it's like there's like a shadow aspect of like a regular tarot card. But I do have a lot of guidebooks where they have exercises, and I haven't necessarily like I get like intimidated by that, like knowing how much work is in that deck or whatever. So, long story short, I enjoyed Wisdom of the Shadow during this doing, and I'll just give it as an example. This is one of the guidebooks, so it's like this size. They're all the same size. So it's a meaty guidebook. It's not super thick, but it's a wider guidebook. They are sold separately. You can find the guidebooks on Amazon also, but like it's better to buy direct from an artist. So I went looking, like that was why I was determined to buy them separately on Etsy when I was buying them separately before he sent me the last one. And because you can tell, they printed like a serious book here. So I just really wanted to support them and everything. So I will say, like, the bulk of the shadow work that I did... Hold on, that's another pile. I am very pile organized. If you have ADHD, then you understand the pile organization system, but my tarot space is always out of control from pile organization. But, so the bulk of the shadow work that I did do, because I wanted to go, like, deep, like, I wanted to make sure, like, it really was shadow work. I used the, Shadow Art Finds decks, because, like, I wanted to go, like, feel like that where you like go deep into your subconscious. And also I just love ravens, so I was really pulling from these 3 decks the most during the 2-month period. And I can't say enough good things about dealing with this shop, and like just having like a really good experience with purchasing from them, so that was really great. And if I can find those walkthroughs again, I'll try to find like the walkthroughs for these. I don't know. I am like highly stressed out because I have minimal internet, so I'll do my best. If I just sometimes I get some of the links in there, and I apologize for when I don't get like every single possible link that could help you. But I really have minimal internet right now. But anyway, so how was it to do just like 2 solid months of shadow work? Well, like I really wanted to connect to the energy of Samhain, and like I also did ancestor work. Like I was doing ancestor work at the same time, so I was kind of like doing like excavation, you know. And I really wanted to but I'm not going to continue like shadow work like all winter, because I don't want to like burn myself out in the middle of when I might have like seasonal effective stuff. So I will show you actually. So these are the decks that I did shadow work with, and I will also show you hold on a second. I might have to show you it depends how far away the other decks are. The other decks are across the room, so I will make like a separate video. Probably still doing it today, but it's going to be a little bit hectic to get the other decks. But I decided for the rest of like it's winter here. And for the rest of the winter, I am focusing more on nature decks. And I have a reason for that, and I have a larger topic that I'm going to discuss about nature decks and animal decks. Again, like it's not specifically about animal decks a second time. But I do have a larger topic, and like animal decks are going to be a big part of that. So so I think that's going to end up being a separate video. But for the rest of winter, I'm going to be focusing on these animal decks, unless I like burned out on them or something like that. I don't think I will, because I've been waiting for, I'm a completist, and like sometimes I'm like, I can't work with these until I have this other one. And I was waiting for the deck My Friend Fire, which I have dedicated to one of my team, and it's working well. Like I work well with this deck. And so I have a whole set of decks that go with this deck for a few reasons. But these are the decks that I did 2 months of shadow work with. Now, they were all helpful. So any of these, if you want to like look into them, they were all helpful. It was all like, I got the idea to just start doing shadow work. Like I really wanted to do shadow work with the Darkwood Tarot, and I love the deck. It's just, it doesn't show up well on camera, like honestly. I mean, I'm sure other people with like better equipment than me could do like a full walkthrough of this deck, but even if you watch that, you'll just see that there's a lot of like gray. It's like there's a lot of like grays in it, where it could be lighter, but it's gray, like instead of being lighter. So it ends up being like it just looks darker. Like it looks like it's not black and white. Like it's not darker in that way, but it's like darker in that there are a lot of like grays in it where there could be other colors. And so it doesn't, like, for me personally, it doesn't show up well on camera. Like, even I have to, like, if I want to use it, I have to be aware of the light around, like, where my tarot space is. And I don't use it late at night. So that's one caveat, but it's a very good deck if you can still get it, because there's a lot of stuff happening with Llewellyn. It is a Llewellyn deck, like I think I said. So if you want to, you know, look at a flip through and decide if you want to get it, you probably want to get it sooner rather than later. But it still basically comes in the old, well, the middle style of Llewellyn decks, because there was an earlier style of Llewellyn box, but I'm talking about like a Llewellyn deck in a magnetic closure in a big box. If you've seen one, they're the same. It's good book. It's a good book too. It sort of is telling it, like, I haven't looked at the book in a couple of months, but it's sort of like telling a story as the witch is going through the forest, at least for the majors. So it was interesting to just do like 2 solid months of shadow work. Like I said, I was also doing some ancestor work, but I was focusing on shadow work. I mean, I am in daily communication with my team, and one of my relatives has joined my team, and so I was hearing from him, and he made sure, like, on the 1st of October to be like, hey, we're gonna have a great month, we're gonna have a loud month. And so then it was like kind of like I knew he was there, but he knew I was doing shadow work. So that's what I did for October and November. Not quite as many exercises, because these ones don't come with exercises exactly, but they have, you know, it's very much like, here's things to think about, but it's not like exercises to do. I'm really glad that I have all of these so that I can hit the ground running next time I'm deep in shadow work. And not pictured here is the Shadowlands Tarot, because I have to keep that one away from my cat, because right now I only have, it came with there was like a separately sold, I got it used, and it came with like this separately sold, like, I don't know like, it's like a gauze bag, and my cat is like obsessed with eating those. So I have to keep that one in a separate drawer. I might get a second copy so that I have the box, so that I might get a second copy. But I got it used because it was from a shop. I was really surprised to find it at a shop that I already knew, and it was a used copy. I have no issue with that, but I have to just keep, right now, I just have to keep that one away from my cat. But that guidebook is in this pile of 4 guidebooks. 3 are from Shadow Art Finds, and 1 is the Shadowlands guidebook. So yeah, this is my study pile that I was like studying for 2 months, and it was really I feel like I got a lot of gunk out of me. It was good. It was good. It was good not only to do it over Samhain, but I like no regrets about continuing into November. So I'm gonna stop this now because this is a long video now, and I am having like issues with my phone, and hopefully I don't have an issue uploading this. If I do have an issue uploading this, I'll make a post that I tried. And I have other topics on my list right now, but I'm just dealing with like low my phone is not at its best and my internet is not at its best. So I'm just I'll try to get this out for Monday, which would be the 8th. I'll try to get this out for Monday the 8th. Okay, so that was my shadow work journey over fall, I guess. And I'm not continuing it over winter because I'm not about to make myself depressed on purpose. So I'll make a separate video about how I got on with my nature decks and why it ties into the rest of my work. Okay, have a wonderful week as always. If you like this kind of content, feel free to like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm open to questions. Bye.